A Russian soldier left helpless in the frontline has complained about the difficult condition he is facing. An unnamed soldier made a video address from Ukraine's embattled city of Pokrovsk. Expressing desperation, the soldier said he had not eaten for almost a week and there was no residential area in the site. The wounded soldier said a large number of Russians were killed in fightings and there were many dead bodies around. Situation remains tense in Pokrovsk in eastern Donetsk region where heavy fighting is underway. Ukraine's top commander Oleksandr Syrsky said on Monday that Ukrainian troops were launching counteroffensive against Russian units who entered the city. Around 300 Russian troops are said to have infiltrated into Pokrovsk on motorbikes and cars. Russia continues to suffer heavy losses in its war of invasion since February 2022. According to Ukraine's estimates, Russia's losses exceed 1 million military personnel.
Если кто-то увидит это видео, надеюсь, не знаю, что делать, радейка села, ни связи, ничего, пока была ни еды, ни воды, ничего. Ёбаная пятерка, ёбаное командование, ёбаные хохлы, столько трупов по дороге, ногу въебало, либо сброс, либо беешка. Не знаю. Уже, наверное, неделю. Блин, очень есть охота. Трупов много, много очень. Листва опала, прятаться негде. Не знаю, куда идти, ни деревни, ничего не вижу. Ягод нет, нихуя нету. Куда бежать, как прятаться? Надеюсь, выживу, блядь.
A Ukrainian commander, Robert Madyabrovdy, made a bold claim that his unit annihilated over 20,000 Russian troops. Appointed by President Zelenski in June to lead Ukraine's unmanned systems forces, Brovdy's unit was established last year as the world's first military branch dedicated to drone warfare, both aerial and maritime. Saily Express US media outlet says these drones have revolutionized modern warfare and are crucial to Ukraine's efforts to counteract the Russian advance. They allow the Ukrainian army to compensate for its lack of manpower on the battlefield and are frequently used to bolster Kiev's defenses. Prior to his current role, Brovdy led an aerial reconnaissance unit known as the Birds of the Magyar, hence his nickname. Originally from Zakarpattia, he was a businessman before the full-scale war erupted. Since enlisting in the army, he has primarily been deployed to the Eastern Front. In a video interview, the commander claimed his unit had inflicted severe casualties on the Russians. "We've lost 27 of our own. In return, we destroyed 24,895 Russian troops and 76,950 targets," he stated. "That's 2 entire army corps. For every one of ours, 1,000 of theirs." Since launching its ill-fated full-scale invasion in February 2022, Russia's army has suffered devastating losses. According to estimates from Ukraine's General Staff, Russian casualties, including both dead and injured, number 1,148,910. The relentless demand to fill army vacancies has compelled Putin to overhaul Russia's conscription regulations. Recently, the Russian president approved fresh legislation enabling continuous year-round military recruitment, departing from the traditional twice-yearly seasonal draft framework. Brovdy also vowed additional attacks on Russia's energy facilities, which have been consistently hit by Kiev. He called on young Ukrainians to enlist in his drone unit, declaring, "We need people who will use drones to relentlessly crush the worms from a distance." The rapid advancement and widespread use of inexpensive observation and strike drones in the air and on the ground have transformed warfare in Ukraine since 2022 and is one of the biggest reasons Ukraine has managed to bring its far larger adversary to a stalemate. What is surprising, however, is how the pace of innovation has continued, yielding small tactical breakthroughs like the soldiers' surrender, and also technological leaps that have fundamentally altered battlefield tactics across the entire war zone. In recent months, the so-called kill zone, the zone of sustained and lethal exposure to enemy fire, has expanded far beyond the range of a rifle or a mortar. Soldiers on both sides are in constant danger when they are as far as 6 to 9 miles from the contact line. Packs of inexpensive kamikaze drones, each barely a half-foot across and packing the explosive punch of a grenade or landmine, now hunt virtually every type of target. Fortified positions in tree lines, armored vehicles, individual infantrymen. Drones are responsible for a staggering 60 to 70% of killed and wounded soldiers in Ukraine, according to combat medics. The defense on both sides is adapting as well. Entire stretches of frontline streets are now draped in netting to shield against aerial attacks. This expansion of the kill zone has depopulated near frontline cities like Konstantinivka in eastern Ukraine. Many residents have been killed and even more have fled, dwindling a pre-war population of 70,000 to only a few thousand who endure dozens of daily Russian drone strikes. Kiev, together with London, was preparing for a large-scale provocation, which included the hijacking of a MiG-31 fighter jet, along with a Kinzhal, the FSB reported. The Federal Security Service has uncovered and thwarted an operation by the main intelligence directorate of the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense and its British handlers to hijack a Russian MiG-31 supersonic high-altitude fighter jet, which carries a Kinzhal hypersonic missile, the agency said in a statement. According to Russian intelligence, the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense's main intelligence directorate intended to recruit pilots from Russia with a promise of $3 million. Ukrainian intelligence services planned to reroute the hijacked plane to the Romanian city of Constanta, where the MiG could be shot down by air defenses. The Ukrainian intelligence service subsequently planned to send an aircraft armed with a Kinzhal missile to the deployment area of NATO's largest airbase in southeastern Europe, located in the city of Constanta in Romania, where it could have been shot down by air defense systems. The statement read, previously Russian diplomat Sergei Lavrov noted that he knows for certain that Britain is assisting Kyiv in planning and preparing such provocations. However, Russian intelligence agencies are aware of them and periodically expose the true faces of the perpetrators of these operations. The Foreign Ministry also promised that Moscow would make those preparing provocative actions feel very sorry. Earlier, Russian special services announced the disruption of a Ukrainian operation to recruit a Russian pilot and the hijacking of a Mi-8 MTPR-1 helicopter. The Federal Security Service reported an attempt by specialists of the Defense Intelligence of Ukraine to hijack an Mi-8 MTPR-1 electronic warfare helicopter and drive it to the territory controlled by Ukraine. According to the plan, the recruited pilot was supposed to cross the line of contact on the day of the combat mission by going through a designated corridor. He was to poison the other crew members in advance. In a telegram, a certain Syrsky, who turned out to be a representative of the Ukrainian Special Services, contacted me and offered cooperation. On a given day, I had to hijack a helicopter, poisoning my comrades in advance. Before the flight, my family was supposed to go abroad, then to Chisinau, and from there, they would be picked up by cars. The FSB published the pilot's story. In their statement, FSB representatives said that during the war game, Russian counterintelligence officers had revealed the air defense positions and they had been attacked. However, this contradicts the previously announced plans to launch an operation which was supposed to take place only after Ukrainian operatives had evacuated the pilot's family. The Mi-8 MTPR-1 is a specialized version of the helicopter equipped with the Rychag AV electronic warfare system. It is designed to suppress enemy radar. Russian troops are actively using these aircraft to shield their aircraft from Ukrainian anti-aircraft systems. The electronic warfare station creates interference that significantly reduces the radar range. For example, in May of last year, an entire aviation group was destroyed, which was carrying out a bombing mission in Ukraine. The group included an Su-34M bomber, a Su-35 cover fighter, and 2 Mi-8 MTPR-1 helicopters. Previously, during Operation Sinitsia, Ukrainian reconnaissance men hijacked a Russian Mi-8 AMTSH multipurpose helicopter in a similar fashion. The recruited crew commander accepted the offer of the DIU representatives and successfully flew to the territory of Ukraine. Upon arrival, other crew members were eliminated by DIU operatives. Last fall, this aircraft was adopted by the Ukrainian Defense Forces. It is possible that it is used as part of the 35th Mixed Aviation Squadron, which is operationally subordinated to the SOF and works in the interests of the defense intelligence of Ukraine.